There's this ache, a silent fire burning inside the chest of every founder, every investor, every leader who's not just chasing numbers or quick wins, but yearns for real, lasting impact. It gnaws at the edges of every restless night, the creeping worry. Are the decisions we make today just reactions to the noise, or do they actually matter in the grand game, the long game? Because here's the brutal truth. Most systems are designed to keep you small, to keep you tangled in the moment, obsessed with the quarter, and blind to the horizon. It's a trap, a cage dressed up as strategy, and you feel it. The pressure to perform now, to deliver results now, to show proof now, it's like running on a treadmill that never stops, while the real prize moves further away. But what if there was a better path? One where the stakes aren't just about surviving today, but thriving decades from now? Imagine a way to lay down foundations so strong that when the world shakes, your legacy doesn't just survive, it grows. That's what long-term thinking truly means, and it's the heart of why capitalism, in its rawest, purest form, could be the most powerful tool for those who dare to see beyond the immediate. Look around. The quick fixes, the safe solutions, the comfortable compromises, they feel easier, but they're deadly. They dim the fire, they fracture vision. When everything becomes about appeasing the present, the future shrinks. But capitalism, real capitalism, isn't about short-term greed or selfish gain. It's about unleashing human potential, catalyzing innovation, and creating value that compounds, that builds, that changes lives not just for years, but for generations. If you strip capitalism down, beyond the noise, what's left? It's a system designed to reward those who take risks, who innovate, who build and create from scarcity and uncertainty. And this is where the magic happens. In the tension between risk and reward lies the fuel for progress. But not just any progress, transformative progress. The kind that only emerges when visionaries cast stones into the future and dare to see how the ripples will collide and grow. In that space, long-term thinking becomes your greatest weapon. Think about it. Every giant breakthrough in business, technology, culture sprang from leaders who refused to bow to instant gratification or surface-level metrics. They saw what others couldn't. They knew that real success is earned over time, layer by layer, challenge by challenge. This mindset isn't easy. It's a grind. It's patience sculpted by obsession. But it's the only mindset that turns fleeting sparks into unquenchable flames. If the world today feels relentless, fragmented, full of distractions promising now, but delivering hollow wins, that's because it is. Most players are stuck chasing near-term signals. But you're different, right? You feel the pull of something bigger. You recognize that true power comes from disciplined patience, informed by vision and courage, from the refusal to settle for what's merely convenient. Because true capitalism, the kind that fuels storms of innovation and empowers radical individuality, thrives on something fundamental: the freedom to think and act with the future in mind. Not just the next month or even year, but decades ahead. This doesn't mean ignoring today's realities. No, it means mastering them while always keeping one eye locked on that distant horizon everyone else forgets to watch. You've got to be both a sprinter and a marathoner, relentless in execution, yet patient in design. And that's where most stumble, caught in the illusion that faster is always better, simpler is always safer. But real creators and true leaders, they build infrastructures for greatness, systems and cultures that don't just serve short-term growth, but nurture sustainable ecosystems that enable massive breakthroughs down the line. Here's something not many want to admit. The world's rigid rules, bureaucracies, and best practices are designed to keep you small. They train conformity, reward mediocrity, and clip the wings of anyone who dares to fly too high, too fast, or too differently. But capitalism, when stripped of all these layers and understood for what it really is actually a radical act of rebellion. It's about breaking the chains of old thinking, tearing down barriers, and empowering the individual's drive to innovate, to disrupt, and to build value that lasts. This kind of capitalism insists on sovereignty, yours. Not just over your business, but over your time, your decisions, your vision. It demands critical thinking, questioning every assumption, every norm, and every easy answer. It demands transformation, because if you don't redefine your reality, someone else will, and you'll be left behind. And it demands patience, not laziness, but the gritty endurance to play the long game when everyone else is chasing fleeting applause. Think about your network, your circle, the rare minds who push boundaries, the outliers who refuse to accept the status quo. The future they build is not about blending into a crowd of followers. It's about forging alliances that multiply power. In capitalism's long game, collaboration between these rare forces creates something no single individual could ever achieve alone. It's synergy on steroids. This is the kind of connection that breeds radical solutions, the kind that solves problems at the scale the world desperately needs. You might ask, but how do I even begin? How do I break from the noise and the quicksand? It starts with a ruthless audit of where your energy goes. Are you busy or are you productive? Are you chasing trends or setting them? Are you building something that future generations will thank you for, or just stacking chips that might evaporate with the next crisis? The answer is in how you allocate your time and capital toward grit, patience, and the relentless pursuit of value that compounds. This means doubling down on learning systems, investing in breakthroughs that seem slow to pay off, and embracing a mindset where failure is not the end but fuel for the next iteration. It's about protecting your fire from the fatigue of short-term pressure and aligning with those few who share that same fierce, stubborn vision for the future. Because here's the ultimate secret that changes everything. Capitalism doesn't just allow for long-term thinking, it demands it. If you want to survive this century, if you want to thrive in a world that changes faster than ever, you must be relentless in your focus on what compounds. The talent to reinvent your reality, the courage to invest when the crowd panics, the discipline to sacrifice now for massive gains later. That is the lifeblood of lasting impact. So, there's no middle ground here. Either you lock into that vision after you see past the noise, or you get swallowed up by the endless chase for momentary wins. But if you choose the first path, prepare for a wild ride with highs that feel like the edge of possibility and lows that test everything you believe in. Because only those who dare to burn, to break, to rebuild, will create the future others only dream about. And that future isn't built by committees or consensus. It's crafted in the minds and hands of individuals who refuse to live a borrowed life. Those who reject ease and comfort. Those who know the system won't save them because the system is designed to limit, not liberate. So they build networks outside the noise, spaces where brilliance connects, where misfits find alignment and together forge new realities. If you've felt isolated, misunderstood, trapped by old narratives and limited frameworks, this is your call to rise. Capitalism, in this pure, unfiltered form, is your rebellion, your liberation, and your tool. Not the capitalism of greed and exploitation, but the capitalism of risk, vision, and relentless long-horizon thinking. A capitalism that empowers the individual to shatter illusions, break boundaries, and build real value that transcends time. This is the power waiting to be claimed. The power that turns pain into purpose, frustration into focus, and dreams into blueprints for a new tomorrow. The question is not, could capitalism be the best bet for long-term thinking? It's whether you have the courage to bet on yourself, your vision, and a future where your impact echoes for generations. Because the world may be full of noise, but inside you burn something rare, a drive that won't be silenced, a fire written in your DNA that calls you to build, to create, and to lead beyond the horizon. This isn't just business, it's legacy, it's freedom, and it's waiting for you to claim it. Right now, with every choice you make, with every step you take toward the long game that only capitalism's true spirit can unlock. So go ahead, bet on long-term thinking. The future belongs to those who dare not just to dream, but to build against every odd, every doubt, every comfort pulling them back. The stakes are high, the rewards monumental, and the time is now.